Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Pork Chops, where we try and get another slice of the pig. So right now we're going to do a little bit of amateur lie detection / body language analysis on our buddy Philium here. This has been it's something I'm casually passionate about. It's a thing I've been studying for a long time. I'm certainly not professional. I'm not like an academic expert on it or anything, but I do have some insights that maybe people will find interesting. And if not, you just tell me to fuck off. That's all good.
It's a cult of hate is exactly what it is. It's a cult of hate against me. And I'm not going to put up with that shit. Don't do what you want. Do what you can. Do a date night or a picnic. Both are romantic and cost effective. All of America is in your boat. It's how we adjust it at my house. Maybe adjust your expectations. Love you, longtime fan, no hate. No, listen. People get the wrong impression. I swear to God, people think like, oh, it's Phil's day off and he says he wants to have a meal out with his wife. So they go to a fine dining restaurant with candle lights and music and they spend $200 on a meal. No.
This is his first stretch of the truth. Didn't take longer than 15 seconds. And he makes it sound like people are accusing him of going out for, a big $200 candlelit dinner, which isn't the case. But we know that Phil has a habit of ordering hundreds of dollars even in one day in DoorDash. He likes to go out for $100 plus meal on his day off. We know that. Sometimes two of them. So his accusation that people are saying he's going out for $200 candlelit dinners actually leaves him a margin to say, well, we didn't go out for a $200 dinner. We went out for a $100 dinner.
Talking as simple as, oh, we just like to eat outside of our house one meal a week because every other meal we're home cooking because we're trying to save.
Very weird and inappropriate time to be touching your nose here. It makes people perceive you as being dishonest. At the very most, it's more of a signal of being nervous or anxious about being scrutinized. However, that doesn't it doesn't mean he's not lying. It doesn't necessarily mean he is lying either. But what we have to do is we have to take these signals in context.
Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the fact that you're just trying to go somewhere, eat outside the home is something different for variety, so you don't feel stir crazy because you've been at home all every day.
Okay, so in all that ranting, notice DSP didn't touch his face once. What this is called is this is establishing baseline. When DSP is just ranting and like being somewhat truthful, we'll say that's his baseline. He doesn't touch his face. He doesn't stick his fingers up his fucking nose. He doesn't scratch his head. He doesn't rub his ears. He doesn't do anything like that. This is just baseline DSP talking. This is how we know what it looks like when he's being not necessarily truthful, but when he's not overtly engaging in deception.
For it. Not them. Do you think the politicians are feeling the punch or feeling the pinch of inflation? They don't care. They're fucking rich. We're the ones who feel it, but then they don't fix it.
I'd just like to point out here that DSP currently owns and controls more wealth than like 99.3% of people in history would ever imagine.
So anyway, I hear you, all right? Listen, I get 1 day off a week, okay? 1 day off. Not 2, not 3. I get 1 day off a week. During that day, here's what I do. Here's literally what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'm going to wake up early so I can go grocery shopping. I'm going to go grocery shopping and buy all store brand stuff. Literally, I'm trying to save as much as possible. So you buy lower grade stuff, still find stuff, trying to save money, right? For 6 home meals, actually maybe more than that because you eat more than 6 dinners. Trying to save money. And whatever I need for around the house.
Watch this gesture he does with the tongue, like stroking the top of his teeth, stroking the back of his lip. That's a pacifying gesture. What it does is it's meant to quell anxiety. So, of course, your next thought is immediately going to be, what would he have to feel anxiety about? Is he lying about something? Could be two things. It could be he's anxious about being perceived as truthful, which generally accompanies, deception and stuff like that. Or he could be anxious because he's telling a lie and he knows it.
I'm going to come home, unpack, and then we're going to go out and we're going to do what we need to do for the day. Whether that means, you know, buy pet supplies for Jasper, which I know for a fact we need to get him pet food food this week, cat food. He's out, or going to be out. Excuse me.
Notice this completely inappropriate and totally unnecessary throat clear he does. You could tell he was just talking. He wasn't phlegmy. There was no buildup of you know, stuff in his throat. This is what I like to call the pre-lie or the pre-bag throat clear.
I think no, we're getting haircuts tomorrow. We need our haircut. We haven't got our haircut in like a long ass time. Our hair's always going back. So we got the first time we were like 3 weeks to try to we're busy. We're haircut. Actually, that's money now. And I believe you have important. Yeah, we do. In afternoon, we have it, right? So you know, in all of that, okay. In all of that I just mentioned, where's the fun? Grocery shopping, buying pet food for Jasper, getting your hair cut, and going to an important appointment.
Phil, you don't deserve to have fun. You lie and cheat for money. Not only that, you lie to your plant-brained wife about what you spend your money on. That means not only does he have to lie to the people that mean the most to him, theoretically, he has to lie to all his fans and his entire client base to keep up this act that he's broke, when in fact he just spends all his money completely randomly, haphazardly. That's why he can't live on $8,000 to $10,000 a month. You see when you look at the rocking in kind of high speed, you see he's literally rocking himself like a baby. This is a pacifying behavior that's meant to calm down anxiety. The thing that he's anxious about is, one, being scrutinized all the time, and the idea that somebody is going to catch him in a lie. This dude is vibrating with stress all the time because he has to keep up these lies all the time, and he knows that if he makes one slip up, somebody's going to catch it.
And I sit down here on the stream to turn it on, and a troll is sitting there in the chat
saying you spent $900 on a mobile game on Friday.
And it makes me feel like shit because it's bullshit, and I'm so tired of it. I'm just, you know, it's not even to the point of exhausting anymore. It's like these people are such scumbags, and they, you know, they won't let up.
Other people have pointed this out, but it's worth pointing out again. Notice that he doesn't say it's wrong. He doesn't say it's a lie. He says it's exhausting and that these people won't let up. He makes it sound so mean-spirited that somebody would come on stream and say a true thing about him. Because really, WWE champions and the related Hulk Hogan JPEGs, that's all he has in his entire life. His wife is so brain dead, she's barely alive. He doesn't give a shit about the cat. He's got no friends. He's got 2 houses that are theoretically bankrupting him that he can't get rid of and refuses to. He's got no accomplishments in life except being rich enough to outpay everybody else at this stupid fucking mobile game, and that makes him feel like a big man. When you take that away, he's nothing, and that's what the trolls are trying to do. That's what the detractors are doing. They're taking away the one thing that he has in his life. That's why he gets so upset about it. There's another video that he made about this where he said, like, hey, it was the one where he's talking about, hey, you know, if you spend your life doing this, you're a fucking loser. He looked like he was about to cry, because he probably was. This is the only thing he has in his entire life.
They just will never, they're never going to let this shit go anymore. Like, every dollar I make, right, now, it has to be Phil spent it on a mobile game, or Phil did this, Phil scammed his fans, everything, you know? And it's just so fucking mentally and emotionally exhausting.
This is a really interesting body language tick that he's doing here, like the side of the nose rub that's also kind of an eye rub. So if you think about the hands, when you talk to somebody, somebody that you're cool with or somebody that isn't nervous around you, their hands are usually down. What we use our hands for in social interactions is often as barriers. By putting his hands in between us and the eye, that ever-seeing lens of the camera that the internet looks through, that's a barrier. That's a certain sense of emotional protection from people. He's also covering his eyes so that he doesn't have to stare down the barrel of the camera and lie to everyone's faces, theoretically.
I'm here. I'm having a tough weekend here. You know, I sound like shit. I feel like shit, right? And I'm just trying to make ends meet so I can have a nice day off with my wife on Tuesday, which I feel like we deserve for the amount of content that I put out and I work my ass off. You know, and it really shouldn't be allowed. People shouldn't just be allowed to lie on the internet about someone.
First of all, free speech exists, and you think a true American man like DSP would know that. People should be allowed to say what they want, and if you care so much about it, if something like that is hurting your reputation, maybe you should do something to debunk it.
It is defamation, you know, and it pisses me off. It makes me feel terrible, and I'm tired of it. But
to summarize this, what DSP is saying is that you shouldn't be able to say true things about him. You shouldn't be able to inconvenience him, and you shouldn't be able to fuck with his money. Those are the things he's upset about. That's what he's tired about. That's what he's feeling so struck down about. He doesn't care that he lies to people who give him money because they're too stupid to know better. He cares that you are personally fucking with his money, and he doesn't think you should be allowed to do it.
What's the defense? There is none. You can't stop it. People will say what they're going to say. They're going to do what they're going to do. And you can either be defeated or you can move on from it and just keep doing your thing. And that's, you know, kind of what I have to do is just try to say no, even though these idiots will say this a million times and every possible thing that people are trying to spin in a way that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Just ignore it, right? That's what I have to do. But I hope you guys understand, you know, it wears you out. I feel really worn out right now because I had a week where I really feel like I worked my ass off to do all this stuff for you guys, and I'm in a bind today, you know, in regards to having a day off tomorrow, and now I got to put up with this shit. You know, no, I don't. In truth, I don't. I don't have to put up with it. And they say, fuck down. Fucking scumbags. Enough is enough with their bullshit. Okay? So I've had enough. And just understand, it's all bullshit. It always has been. It always will be. The shit that they say about me, you know. At this point, the thing is, people who are my viewers don't care anymore. They're like, dude, we've heard this story for fucking how many years? You're so full of shit. Enough is enough. You don't care. I don't care. But then they say it, and then idiots come in and believe it. Like, oh.
There's an important message here about DSP fans that he points out himself. He says they don't care. Of course they don't care. They're too stupid to care. That's why they give this dumbass money. They don't care that he's used. They think they're doing the right thing. They're too stupid to know better. These people can't be trusted with money. Listen, that's enough about the pig for today. I would like to analyze and pick apart some of the other key moments in DSP's history where he's either been known to have been telling a lie, or people necessarily aren't quite sure, or he's just kind of up to some weird stuff in the videos, you know, doing one of his going overboard with the verbal tics and the physical tics and stuff like that. I would like to pick apart some of those for you guys and really break down his individual behaviors versus just being like, oh, DSP's talking, he's lying. It's not necessarily that simple. So if you have any good videos like that you'd want to recommend, just let me know. I have a couple in mind already, but I'm always open to hearing from you guys, obviously. So anyways, yeah, that's it for this one.